What's up, Geetster? How are you doing today?
What's up? What's up? Doing pretty good.
So, I have come to you with the one question that has been on everyone's mind. Who is Geetster99?
So, I've been playing for I guess 14 years now. I think my account's about to hit the anniversary mark on the WBO.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check after this. But yeah, I've been playing for 14 years. Played through most of Metal Fight. Uh, I skipped a little of Burst, but I played the back end of it for a couple
Yeah.
years, and then been playing X since it came out.
So, is it safe to say you've been playing Beyblade for over half your life?
Competitively, yeah. I would say longer, just like playing at home and stuff, because I was playing Plastic Gen when it was coming out here in the US too.
Oh,
So
that's super cool.
so I've been playing Beyblades for a good bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super interesting to have somebody with this sort of long-term historical perspective. I think this is your first time in a finals video, or were you in one before?
Nope, that's my first time in one of the videos. I've been trying to get in one for a while, so
Well, I'm so glad you finally made it so we can show off what's going on. All right, so I'm going to full screen this. So we do the die roll here, and you win the die roll, and you keep the good side. Are you thinking about anything in particular with your opening order?
most of the time, no. In this match, a little bit more because I'm assuming we're playing the mirror match. I chose to pick Phoenix instead of Nightmail just because I assumed he was on Rod Goon
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, and Mail doesn't match up into that as well. And then I assume that most people like he normally likes to lead the Phoenix wing here, so I chose to lead Rod. Normally I don't. Like if you just make me play blind against somebody I've never played before, I'd probably lead in Dragoon. But just because I figured he'd lead Phoenix, I picked the Rod here.
Wow, okay. So when he launches here, he does what I would have done. On the bad side, back tilt, try to catch you out of the stall. Why doesn't this work for him?
I think he didn't get the stall, or not stall. He didn't actually get across fast enough. So what happens is I close more the distance here and I get the catch the gear better, the gear line.
Got it. You catch the gear line and push
If
him out.
he yeah, if he reaches that spot faster, he catches the gears and he probably runs me over. Like he probably throws me into that over zone that we'd be pointed at.
Got it.
But since he didn't get there fast enough, I kind of push him out off the X line.
All right, so we switch up here. Now your Phoenix against his Dragoon.
So I'm trying to get this to hit the line, like not instantly, but like I want to hit them all at the outside. So I'm not trying to come off the rail and hit them like a traditional like attack or whatever. I'm trying to hit them on the line, basically. Like if I would have caught the line at the beginning, I think it would have been a lot better. And I just miss him.
Were you trying
But
to land? Looks like you're just inside the bowl here instead of the shelf. Are we
yeah,
aiming for the shelf here?
no, I'm landing. I'm trying to. I landed where I wanted to. He kind of pushes me out of the pattern I want.
Okay. The contact messes up the pattern.
Yeah, because it hits the I guess like the point of this X rail and it makes me hop. So then I don't catch the rail properly. But if I catch the rail there, I have my Phoenix Wing with the extra speed off the rail running into Dragoon, and a
Uh,
lot of the times that bursts it.
I see what you mean. The way you
So,
hit the horn.
yep, I bounce and then I bounce over the line because I found it's easier to beat Dragoon when they're at the outside and not sitting in the middle.
Hmm.
If you just hit them all, while you're attached to the rail, you'll either knock them out or you'll burst them like every time. It's just too much like force that they take off the rail because of the extra speed you get. And you don't really move because you're attached to the rail. So like the recoil doesn't matter too much.
Okay, so we there was a third battle here. I thought it was a clean
Yeah.
two and out. But no, so now we're launching his rod up against your
It's my
your
Dragoon.
Dragoon. What are your thoughts here? How do you win this matchup?
So the way I normally launch this or launch into this matchup as Dragoon is it's like a about like 80% or so power. I'm not like full power launching this. Um I'm trying to put a slight angle on this Dragoon and I'm trying to get this like wide sweeping pattern through the middle. I don't want to be like hitting the rail because that's what kills your stamina. But here, I'm just getting these wide sweeps and it's still using the shape of the stadium to push me towards the middle without gripping the gears.
Got it. Yeah, no X line movement. Just a bit of a forward tilt in the bowl gets you these little sweeping arcs. Or does he set you up for it with that hit there?
I mean, it like doesn't start it at the normal point that I want it to, but it's the pattern stays the same because the angle is still there. But
Interesting.
this lets me, it still lets me get contact, so I don't like randomly die, and it doesn't make me do the weird stall thing that elevator will do sometimes,
Yeah,
where it like stalls in the middle on the
yeah.
gears, and that just kills the stamina. So giving it the angle gives you contact and prevents that from happening.
And you still tilt forward here, even though that makes you come around towards the overzone.
Yeah,
You kind of come around towards the overzone, but it doesn't matter that much. All right. So you end up
yeah.
winning this. You get plenty of contact and nice sweeping arcs. You can see Dragrace's reaction here.
He picked mine up, which is so funny.
Okay, so you got a quick game one. He flips to the bad side. You look up as though acknowledging that. Is this influencing your order?
A little bit. So I tend not to want to pick Rod earlier in the set when I'm on this side, depending on like the matchup in the other deck, obviously, because I guess that changes stuff too. But normally when I'm on bad side and it's like a mirror match or something so close to it, I like to go either Phoenix Dragoon or Dragoon Phoenix
Mm,
first. So we ended up playing this attack mirror here.
you're flat in the middle, and he's a little bit tilted forward in the ball, but kind of
Yeah,
higher up.
I'm trying to like hit the center here and then hit the line second. And I get it, but then of course stuff doesn't always work perfectly with X. So I got the launch I wanted to, but it just didn't work out
You wanna
cuz I end up getting behind him here.
you wanna take the line second. There you go.
Yeah.
But you just missed by just like a hair.
I just missed him.
And you think flat in the bowl gets you to the line second instead of using the shelf.
Yeah. Well, I stall in the middle and like I mean I try to make sure it's not too long to the point where they actually just come around and get a free shot on me, but that's why I swapped out from low rush to regular because I found that the regular rush starts up sooner, and because I had lost a round previously in the tournament because I was on low rush and it didn't start up fast enough.
Mm.
So
All right, so this time you've got the bad matchup, right? Maybe he's on the bad
yeah,
side, but you've got the bad matchup. What is your play here? Do you just soft launch and try to only lose 1 point?
I mean at this point I'm down three, so I'm trying to avoid the initial contact because he's been pushing his stuff through like directly through the center the whole time, just so I don't get cheese KO'd and I
Yeah,
give myself a chance basically. I'm launching hard because you kind of have to as Rod in this matchup. That's like the only way you win. Is like you have to hit them hard and hope the random recoil either throws them out, bursts them, or like just pushes them away from you. It's really tough. You can do a lot of stuff in this matchup to try to make the odds better for you, but I think regardless, it's still a losing matchup
yeah,
as like the Rod player. So it's tough. I kind of chalked the setup to being done after this, after that extreme, and then I saw this match. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna end up going to game three here. But I mean, it is what it is. That's why I'm glad that we play best two out of three.
yeah. It was close.
Yeah, you can make it close, but like I said, whatever you do is never perfect. They just hit you the right way or whatever, and whatever you tried to do doesn't work anymore anyway.
All right, so you got the good side for game three, which is always a great position to be in. 3-3, you've definitely seen his whole deck.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
Um, I'm assuming that he's not gonna lead the Phoenix again, so that just leads my pick to being Dragoon as like the best one because we're either gonna play the mirror or he's gonna pick Rod. Like that's my thought at least for this first pick here,
Interesting.
and then we end up playing the Dragoon mirror. So
So this is
I mean he led the Phoenix twice, so I'm like, there's no way he's gonna do it a third time, right? I mean, if he does, then I think that matchup's fine for me too. So
interesting. How do you deal with the mirror match here? Because this is something I've struggled with.
I'm basically doing the same thing as I was doing in the Phoenix mirror, but reversed because we're both left spin and I'm on the opposite side now. And I'm just trying to get behind him. I'm not trying to hit the X rail first either. And so I use like the slight tilt again. I'm launching harder than I did against the Rod matchup, but still slight tilt. I'm trying not to interact with the rail too much. So and it saves me because he hits the rail and catches it and self over finishes.
Let's check what.
But
Yeah,
when I touch the rail, nothing happens. I just kind of get guided by it a little bit, but not too much.
yeah. Like you both go into the bowl, and you get caught on the tornado ridge, and he escapes.
Yep,
He escapes onto the line. He must be too
and it just
flat.
throws them out.
His launch is
Yeah, looks like it.
too flat. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, like I don't like banking the Dragoon too hard in that mirror. Like I've seen some people just like
Mm-hmm.
almost 90-degree angle it, and it's like I think it kills your stamina too much, so then you lose any advantage you did have.
Yeah.
But can't. I mean, I don't know. I think just a slight angle is just the way I've been doing it. I've still been trying to figure out the best way to play this mirror match, honestly. This is probably the most success I've had in like a single match with it. Like I feel like they tend to go 50-50, especially with the low resistance that Elevate has for bursting and stuff. It's stuff just
Mm-hmm.
happens.
All right, so we go now to Phoenix Mirror.
Yeah,
So it looks like looks
yeah,
like so you're landing on the shelf this time. So this is
yeah,
different. Okay, so you're actually launching different into the AVA matchup.
yeah. On this side, I was trying to stall him out if he went for like a quick
Yeah, yeah.
dash. Instead, he pushes it across the stadium. Um, the slight angle seems to help me here. I can't believe what happens next when he. I can't believe he came out of
I well, I
that.
was sure that he would
It's
fall over
insane.
after that. I honestly don't
Yeah,
understand why you fall over here.
I think I hit the rail too much. Like I'm hitting doing this like weird reverse dash thing after that happens. So it probably killed my stamina. And honestly, playing 760 made this match a lot closer in the outspin. That's something that I've been doing recently that I don't think a lot of other people have done, at least in our scene. Most people have been playing Phoenix Wing on 1 or 3. But I've been putting all my attack types on 760 just because of the LAD it gives you in the late game. Yeah, I'm just scraping on the rail too much. I think it destabilized me. But look how much longer this goes than any other ratchet would have given you.
You think the 760 is still the right call?
Yeah, to me it is. You don't get the you won't get like the cheese things where you pop out of the pocket like he got here. But I think the benefits of just being able to have way more LAD in AVA matchups and even against Gavin in top 8, I used this Phoenix Swing combo against his Wizard Rod, and I just managed to hit him a bunch. I didn't knock him out or anything, but I outspun him
Mm,
just because of the LAD from 760. So this is what I've been doing for all my aggressive Beyblades if I have the space to do it. But yeah, you can see how much longer that went compared to anything else.
interesting. Okay. And now we're rod mirroring.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I slightly messed my launch up here because I hit the ridge.
Hmm.
I'm trying to aim for the inside of the bowl,
Yeah, you did fly all the way
and
across.
yeah. So it kind of I think it pushed me too far. I'm trying to stay within the ridges here, but
Yeah,
kind of got pushed out.
trying to stay in the bowl here.
Yeah, and I think it just like kind of screws me the whole way through now because eventually like the rod mirror match thing happens where they just kind of recoil and throw each other, and I hit the rail and just throw myself out.
I mean, you guys are both
So,
pretty flat with your launches.
yeah,
Dragreus is really flat with his launch,
yeah,
and that kind of just turns it into this match of bumper cars. Like, this is not what rod matches look like usually. They usually stay in the bowl.
yeah.
But yeah, that was some.
I mean, I'm so used to this happening at this point. We've been playing rod mirrors for a
Hmm.
while. Um, it is a pretty common occurrence where they just kind of there's two little notches on the blades kind of catch and it sends them flying, and then it just happens. It is what it is. It didn't lose me the match, so I'm not like too messed up about it.
Yeah,
Um,
and then it's the Dragoon Mirror again.
yeah. So I try to do the same thing in this matchup as I did the first time, and he actually blocks me this time. But the angle I put on the Dragoon still helps me out here.
Bro, you can see your elevate bit separating as you launch it. You see?
Yeah.
So, how do you get this quick burst? So you get intercepted in the bowl and you get bounced out. And you just throw him into the
He
line.
must have. Yeah, it must have just because there's a couple hits that happened before, and it must just jostle it out or something. I have no idea how he bursted off the line like this.
I mean, he hits
With the
it
way
so
this match is
hard.
going,
He X dashes into it and then just like
yeah,
bisects himself right here.
yeah, I don't, that's crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure I ended up winning this in the long run. He probably lost so much stamina from that, and I was still pretty
Mm-hmm.
chill. So, um, I'm guessing I'd win that by OS, and then it'd be Rod against whatever else. And if it's a Rod mirror, I hope it just the same thing doesn't happen before. Because that's how I planned it out after the reshuffle. It was 3-2 in his favor, and I figure Dragoon is probably the safest thing here because it's either going to get me one or two, um, and then I can just win the last point with Rod if I need to, or if I don't get a KO.
Got it.
Just Dragoon being so versatile, letting you use it depending on like the situation. Like you can either try to use it as something more aggressive, or you can just try to get your 1 point out of it. It's fine.
So you weren't even aiming for the burst here. You were just trying to get a spin finish.
No, either spin finish or like a knockout or something. Like it's just Dragoon gives you the options and gives you the possibility to get two or three, but then you can still fall back and get one
Mm-hmm.
if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like, so when I'm in like these 2 point situations,
Mm-hmm.
it makes like sense to pick. Um, I never try to limit myself when I'm picking my like on the reshuffle either. Like if I'm at 3 points, most people will go, "Oh, well, I'll just pick the rod first because that's the safe option and it always wins you one." But like depending on the matchup, like picking Phoenix Wing even when you're at 3 points is correct. Like
Interesting.
you don't have you don't have to get exactly four. You can get more than four and still win. If that choice is the correct one, it's just the correct one.
So the last game here came down to two Dragoon mirrors.
Yep, I won two Dragoon mirrors to win this whole match. I didn't win any points from the other stuff.
So last week we asked, is CX going to make an impact? And I think it landed with a thud. Um,
Yeah.
this week I have a better question. Will the left winder launcher make a meta impact?
Um, I think for some people that that prefer using the winders over the string launchers, it might make them want to use Dragoon more. I personally think it's probably going to be too strong for like Dragoon Elevate because I mean you're going to probably have what happened to Dragreus in this match where you hit the rail too hard and you burst, and that's obviously not what you want.
Yeah, he
So I don't
he
know if
over
using
finishes
it.
here and then he bursts
Yep,
here in the next mirror. There's two mirrors, so I was showing the other one.
yep. I don't know. I don't like the winder launchers for stuff like this. Like I can't imagine myself using it.
Hmm.
I haven't used a winder launcher in a while, but I think it would be too much like power into the thing and you're gonna it's gonna be more bad than good that you're gonna get out of it. Um, I also think you can't pick where you're putting your bay, and it's a lot harder to get certain angles with the winder if it's more restrictive.
Yeah. You get a nice
I
reverse.
definitely think
Go
there's
ahead.
a yeah. I definitely think there's a place for them, but I don't think the left spin one's gonna help. If we get left spin attack type, they might be more viable then.
Yeah, I noticed this really interesting reverse X dash with the string launcher. It looks like a normal launch, and then at the end, you put it right where you want it, and the angle just how you like it.
Yeah. It's a lot harder to be uh like less telegraphed with the wider launchers.
Sure.
I feel like you can't really hide what you're trying to do
Was that an
because
intentional? Were you intentionally? Oh,
yeah,
really?
I don't want to I don't want them to know that I'm doing that.
Wow. Okay. No, you're the first person to actually tell me that they are intentionally concealing their launch strategy.
Yeah,
That's smart.
because like there's a lot of ways to counter certain launches and stuff like that. They're not all perfect. If they were, then everyone would do them. But I'm not trying to let people know what I'm doing until like the last second because I don't need people adjusting ahead of time. Like having these boxes is nicer because you can set up in different spots, but it also makes what you're trying to do a lot like easier to see,
Mm-hmm.
so your opponent can also counter that.
Yeah. There's like there's a decent amount of game happening here as both players are having like you're mandatorily you have to put your hands in the bowl. So you have to telegraph at least somewhat what you're doing.
Yep,
And then the quick switch. That's honestly really impressive. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak to me today. I think I've personally
of
learned a good
course.
deal. So I hope to be able to interview you again sometime in the future.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that because it means I won again.
All right, sir. You have a great one.
You
All right, bye
too.
bye.